the third thing that we are going to focus on the next 1 year or 2 years or 3 years of the time is automation and digitalization tool to your advantage. Now you know that all the businesses are many of the businesses are working from home. Google, Microsoft, Twitter, Deloitte, accounting firms, consulting firms, they all are asking their employees to work from home. And this requires them to have heavily invest into digitalization of the communication system and also the document storage, approval processes, expense approval processes, accounting processes to have an automation because the number of physical peoples at single location are going to be limited and it's going to be spread over the place. The digitalization and automation are very important that company need to that the CFOs need to use for their advantage. So basically the process it is at the moment we see what are we doing on papers or what are we doing on Excel or what are we doing manually at this point of time. Then we look at it how we can make it automated or digitalized. Then that there are many tools or many companies which are offering the automation, which are offering the digitalization of our processes. So the most common processes which are getting automated are the expense approval processes, the travel claims, the accounting like bank reconciliation, account receivable or accounts payable, where now there are apps where which can scan your invoices and the accounting is done automatically by the system, artificial intelligence. The digitalization of your storage, of your documentation, of your contracts, of your any other equipments or any other processes that you need to maintain are getting digitalized. So these are automation and digitalization. These save the time and also prepare the business for any disruption. Let's say there is a disruption of the terrorism or a war. If the business is digitalized already, then they don't need to worry about the physical space anymore. They can operate from anywhere in the world to anywhere, right? So that's the benefit of automation and digitalization. So CFOs are going to focus on the automation and digitalization. There are accounting softwares, cloud softwares like Zoho Books, Zero, and and there are many others, right? So you can look at those accounting softwares, QuickBooks. Then there are payroll processing softwares which are helping the to manage the peoples. Even though even though there are RFID system or NFC systems where you don't need to take the attendance, so you can track whereby the mobile location of the employees that the employee is present in that place or not. Let's say you are working overseas or you are working remotely, but during the time if you really want to manage the person where they are, you just need to share their GPS so they know whether they are at their home or whether they are walking around. So if they are not supposed to be walking around, then you know they are not present. So that's kind of attendance systems are happening now, and the payroll processing is done automatically. The payroll processing is going to be even more complicated because employees are based in different locations. So some of your employees may be located in India, some of them may be Philippines, some of them may be Dubai, some of them may be in Europe, and you need to comply with the local payroll regulations because at the moment there is no regulation in the world where you can say that they are our remote employees. So you need to apply the labor laws where you are based. So you need to apply the labor law where the employee is based. So we have to pay, by the legal definitions, we have to pay the payroll as per the local regulations. So companies are finding it difficult to pay the payroll and also to process it. Then there are procurement, expense approval systems, management apps, dashboards, and data visualization. So Power BI or Tableau helps in data visualization and dashboards. There are CRMs and invoicing or subscription management softwares. which helps the businesses to automate their billing system, automate their emailing system, automate their follow-ups, automate the invoicing. So there are so many things where the businesses can use to their advantage and reduce the manpower, reduce the processing time, and make and happen the switch faster. When you are changing the business model, the softwares and the apps are changing are also helping to enable the business model change immediately. So not a property based system, so they it gives a flexibility of the cloud storage, it gives a flexibility of the security of the data, because you don't have to worry about the data backup anymore or the hacking, because these big companies have a better security system compared to a smaller standalone companies. But the only thing that we face, or we need to be aware of, that all of these tools and pieces need to integrate with each other, because you cannot have a accounting system which does not talk to the payroll. Otherwise, you have to key in manually. Expense or procurement also need to talk to the accounting software. CRM, invoicing have to talk to the accounting software. Accounting software also need to talk to the data visualization tools. So the integration of all these tools, whichever the company is using, is very, very important. That's why nowadays the apps, which are like super apps, which give everything, the accounting, payroll, meetings, are on rise. They are being developed, or the integrations or the APIs being developed, so that they can integrate with each other, and it helps them to manage the processes in a faster and a fair way. So that's the third focus that the CFOs, I think, would be spending time on. These things will also help the business to get more resilient towards any disruption that any future pandemic or any global war or any environmental changes, impact from environmental changes are going to bring. The environmental changes are again very frequent nowadays. There are a lot of typhoons, lot of floodings happening around the world. So they all disrupt the businesses. That was the but before we need to also understand the concept of hyper automation. Yeah, hyper automation. There are tasks which are judgment based, and there are tasks which are rule based. And there are tasks, and the automation is at the task level, or at the process level, or the process orchestration. So the idea nowadays is that the rule based transaction are all get automated, 100% automated, right? Where the judgment is increasing, when you need to have a better judgment, there the at the moment it's not really automated, right? So we are the now the companies are actually working to have a hyper automation for the tasks which are judgment based, higher judgment based.